that thing inspired me to become a full-time coach and do it not 100%, not 200%, not 300%, but 1,000,000%. Just fully committed into it. There was an opening in Gothenburg about Muay Thai. And I saw it in a magazine, and I got really, really interested about training there. And I had an older cousin who was into martial arts, so I followed him. But I think the main reason was I had neighbors who were living next to me who was from Thailand too. And every day, like sometimes my mom, she used to work at night, she worked at the hospital. So I used to be at my friend's place, and they were always opening up like Thai boxing videos and stuff, Muay Thai fights from the golden era. And that's a very important part where I wanted to try Thai boxing.
Beautiful, beautiful. How old was you when you first had your first fight?
13 or 14 years old. 14.
So from starting Thai boxing, how long did it take you to take the dive into competitive?
Because I started first when I was 12, but I really took it serious when I was 13 and a half. I was going to turn 14, and then I had a fight. I just trained like seriously Thai boxing like for a year or 6 months, and then I had my first fight in Sweden. Brilliant. And then after that, when I was 14, that was the first time I went to Thailand too.
Oh, right, so fast.
Yeah, he's so fast, brother,
So how many fights did you have until you come to Thailand?
Maybe 1 or 2.
What, really?
And then I had my third here in Thailand too,
Oh, okay, got ya. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind you going to Thailand and not fighting in Sweden so much?
There was some different factors, right? One factor was that when we were getting older, like as I said, when I was young, we were starting to mischief and misbehave when we were young as kids. And I think like I was getting a little bit out of control. And my neighbor, he said like, if you want to be good in Muay Thai, you have to go to Thailand. And that time I just had like in Sweden, we had like summer break. And my mom, she said, okay, if you're going to be a better person and stuff, maybe you should try to do Muay Thai. And I think that's one of the most smartest things I've been done in life, because I remember we were standing like, we have like these places used to hang out with the friends, you stay outside the houses, and then it's like you can stand outside a gate or like under a bridge, I told my friends, I'm like, I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to be a world champion, and everybody of my group of friends, they started to laugh. They were laughing their asses off, about me. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. Good luck. I said, believe me, I'm going to do that. So I came to, I was the first time for 3 months in Thailand, and I came back home. And then later I went again for 3 months during the winter. Okay. And then I was doing that back and forth until I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when I was 17, I was keep on fighting all the time, fighting, learning things, fighting back in Sweden, fighting different places in Scandinavia. And then even fighting in Thailand. And then when I was going to finish high school, when I was 17, everyone, they have to write something. What do you want to do when in the future? So my goal, I already set a goal already then, and that's what I think is very important for life, for everybody to have goals, whatever you do. So I decided directly, okay, I'm going to be a world champion. So I wrote like this. My first goal is after when I graduate, I'm going to go to Thailand, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to take the Swedish title, and in the future, I'm going to be a world champion. So I remember I was training, and I took the graduation in Sweden. I took it in May. It's like in May, I took my graduation from high school. Directly, I went to Thailand, and I trained really hard. And then the first championship in Sweden that time was 2004. And I think, if I'm wrong, it was maybe in August or September, somewhere there. And then I took my first title. Yeah.
How old was you then?
I was 17. I just turned 18. Just turned 18. Yeah.
Let's go back to the doubters when your friends laughed at you. Go back to that feeling.
I felt a little bit sad, but I think, like as I said before, you have to take something bad and make it into something good.
Totally.
So all that hating, I took it and I put in like
you've used that as fuel.
You doubt me now, motherfuckers.
Thank you for giving me this energy. Thank you for doubting me. And then when you do accomplish it, it just makes it a lot more. You just appreciate it a lot more, don't you?
Yeah, but everyone,
a lot more powerful.
Yes, sir. And everyone after that, they became really proud of what I was doing, and they started to follow and started to support, even like I could see some of their lives was going this way, while my life was going this way through to the sport, Yeah. And, but they were still giving me the support, and they said, shit, man, I should be going with you to Thailand that time, and I'm like, yeah, but I always always kept close with them and I had a love, but I had to keep how do you say, a little bit of a distance, you know.
Arm's length.
Yeah, arm's length. You know, in Muay Thai you have a push kick, you know, with a teep's length a little bit, but still have the love. You know, you can meet them after the fights and stuff, but during when you were fight camps, it was important to keep it like serious, you know.
How do you keep that discipline of knowing that some people, you know, that aren't there to inspire you and uplift you, but you still like want them as friends, sort of thing? Do you know what I mean? How do you?
I mean, if you have people, if you have friends, if you have girlfriends, if you have anybody who supports what you do, it's good. But if you have somebody who's close to you and they don't support your mission in life, you know, you got to cut them off.
Yeah,
this is just how it is. And that's what I think with Muay Thai and all other professional sports. It's all about sacrifice, brother.
Yeah,
sacrifice. You have to sacrifice everything to be where you want to be. And this is what we will talk about later. To become a coach, you have to have that same mentality to sacrifice everything too, to give the mission where your fighters want to be. You know, what's your mission? You want them to win a couple of fights, or you want them to be a champion? And that's what you need to do. You need to push that. You need to sacrifice everything and be with them so they become a champion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my mission. That's my goal.
Sense the energy of how much you really truly care for your fighters.
You know, like I put everything. How do you say? I put them before everything. You know. I put everything before them. This is what I do in my life, and that's my mission. That's my mission, actually. There is a story behind that, you know, because like I get inspired, like everyone gets inspired about from other people, right? So we will come to this part later, but like I said, my life has been up, it's been down, you know.
Yeah.
It's been good, it's been bad, you know. And during my lowest points in life, I have been learning the most important valuable things, you know.
Yes.
Because that's when you see stuff, you know. When you get burned sometimes, you know. Sometimes some people, they really have to get burned by the fire
100%.
to understand that, okay, now you're going on the wrong way, you know. This is just how it is. So I think like another inspiration I got was like I was doing after I retired as a fighter. Yes. I was working in nightclubs for many years in Bangkok, maybe 6-7 years. I was working there, and you know, like I think life was good and life was bad. You know, I had like some things that wasn't so good, and during that time when life was down, I had a friend of mine. He actually became a monk. And so I'm talking Thai, sorry. He decided like to be a monk and not I don't know how to say in English, but to be a monk forever.
Okay. Fully
commit his whole life to be a monk.
Okay.
Yeah. And that thing inspired me to become a full-time coach and do it not 100%, not 200%, not 300%, but 1,000,000%. Just fully committed into it, you know. And I all in. Yeah, all in, brother. All in. There is nothing else than all in, brother.